I started CrossFit because my parents started doing CrossFit. They did it in the garage. They tried to get me to do it to help with baseball and football and basketball and all the other sports I was playing. And I was like, no, that's dumb. I'm not gonna work out. And then in 2015, I saw the CrossFit Games and I saw that there was a teenage competition, and immediately that caught my attention. I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna try this out. And then I started the next day, and I started CrossFit to compete.
The best part of training with Ice Baby has been the camaraderie between us. We all have a good time and we just like to throw down and have fun. I think that the time off of the sessions has been really fun, just the recovering and eating lots of meals between and just the conversations we have as bros.
Yeah, I think to add on top of that, what James was saying is just the fact that we're all pretty good friends outside of the sport. So that just makes it a lot more smooth when we're actually working out.
You know, we only have like a couple of days to train together because James is from Seattle and me and Ethan are here in Utah. When I'm training by myself, I'm like way more serious and like super focused, but getting to train as a team, we laugh a lot more and just have a good time and enjoy it, so that's been fun.
Ethan Tate from Team Ice Baby here at Iron Games in Cedar City, Utah. I'm just ready to throw down with my boys and most excited for probably the snatch event. We want to lift heavy. It's been a while, so.
Hi, my name's James Sprague. I'm here at the Iron Games in Cedar City, Utah, and I'm on Team Ice Baby. I'm feeling really good, have a rest week this week, and been training really hard coming up to this, doing all the quarantine fitness. I think that our team all brings a really good specialty to it, and we all are good at different sectors of CrossFit, so we're ready to rock and roll.
All right, my name's Dallin Pepper. I am the team captain of Ice Baby. My teammates they don't like that, they just heard that. But I'm super proud of having them on my team for this event at Iron Games in Cedar City. I think we all are well-rounded and we have different strengths which will help us in all the events. So one of us will excel in one area and others will excel in different areas.
Dallin lives like 5 minutes away from me until he moved, so we've been hanging out a lot. He's probably one of my best friends, and then James, he is just a goofball. We had to share a bed yesterday. That was no fun at all.
I wouldn't say scared, but I'd definitely say the competition jitters kick in the fact that you don't know what the other people are going to be doing, so you just have to do what you can and stay in your zone. I'm most excited for the heavy lifts because we've all been getting strong during this quarantine and we want to showcase it.
I think we'll be super successful this weekend based on the past experiences we've had competing. We all get along really well. James and Ethan had to share a bed last night, so they were able to really bond over that. Me and James are close and me and Ethan are also close, so having that opportunity for them to bond was super important going into the weekend.
Have you walked? Yeah, I'm gonna try to stay in the sun until right before.
My dad's not gonna get engaged.
And then I'll go in.
Way too warm, too quick.
I know, whoops. So we can warm up twice. That's perfect. Yes, that was so weird. A guy, so was a lady vaping.
Before an event.
And then one of the guys from our
Wasn't the guy
team.
with the suction cups all over his bed? Wait, is this at a different event?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, this is at like the World.
This was like 3 years ago. She's just vaping and we're like getting briefed on our next workout. He's like,
Yep, that was pretty weird. Hold
Stand by. Go!
my life.
6 seconds.
For high rep, we never trained that light of a weight either. It was really interesting.
Yeah, it was weird.
Being in a competition, you don't feel the vibes until you actually get through the first event. Now it's go time. Now we're ready to work. We've got a feel for what it's going to be like, and nothing but good's coming. We're pumped up. Ice Ice, baby. Yeah, right. And here's the thing that hopefully will bring me good luck. I'm lucky on.
Wow.
You like the crops or what?
No. I love it. I really do.
Ethan's gonna take his off.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Dude, no, dude.
For 2.5 minutes, he's going for a second one.
I could not do what I do without my parents. They have been the biggest supporters I could have asked for. When I was 13, 14 years old, my dad was out in the garage with me at 5 a.m. in the freezing months of winter in Utah. Didn't matter, he was always out there with me. My mom, I would come home from the gym and she'd have food ready for me and she's like, does this work with your macros? And I always had food ready, and that's a super important part of my training, and they both just give endless love and support.
To have Dallin as a son is something I never probably would have even asked for a kid quite like him. He's hardworking all the time, always willing to jump in and help, and he's always kind of had my back. He's always kind of watched out for me as a mom, which isn't really typical in some teenagers, but he's always been there when I've had a hard time, or when he always cheers me up. But he's one of the hardest working kids I've ever met, and I could learn a lot from him. Hope to be just like him when I grow up.
Dallin's unique. You know, we always joke around as a family that he's an old soul. He's just kind of always, since he was young, just kind of been mellow and really understood kind of beyond the issue that faced him at the moment. He could always see the big picture. You know, he's easy to support and cheer for, just the way he conducts himself. So it's he's just always been fun to watch in whatever he's been doing.
got in the way a little bit. We threw him off. This guy pulled through. He's in pain. Woo.
So I actually got into CrossFit after I quit gymnastics in about 8th grade, and I did that for about 5 years before. And I love to compete in gymnastics, but I just lost that edge and just kind of hit burnout in that sport and just was going to move on. And so for that summer, I didn't have anything to do, like sports-wise. And then right towards the end of the summer, a lot of my friends from my school went down to the Nebo CrossFit gym. And so I just decided to try it out, and then finding out you could compete in that, that hooked me. And so I've just been trying to compete since then. I think I'm learning best from just hanging out with really good athletes and just hanging out with them and just doing their workouts and just really learning from them. I have a great coach. He coaches Dallin and James as well, and so that's been huge. And then just spending as much time as I could with Dallin before he moved, and then anytime James comes to town, just working out with those guys and picking their brains about stuff. Things like this too, like this weekend will be huge for me competition-wise, just to get some stuff under my belt and really learn from these guys while we compete and just get the competitions in. It's hard to feel as confident as these guys because they've both been to the games a couple times, and just really trusting my ability has been huge. And then showing up today on the snatch, that felt really good to really clutch that win. I think we were 15 pounds ahead of the guys behind us, and I think those were my 15 pounds. So I think something big I've learned, me and Dallin talk about this like pretty much every time that we hang out or train, is just the concept of iron sharpens iron. And I've got some big ambitious goals, and I know that these guys do, and so just hanging out with people like that keep you centered and keep you ambitious, that's been huge for me.
Ethan is just so full of passion and enthusiasm for life, and he's always been so great with kids and his teen group, his friends. I feel like Ethan even relates well with adults. He's always been so happy. I always tease him that he was just born happy, and that bleeds over into every aspect of his life.
Back from his tumbling when he was younger, 10, 11, 12 years old, he learned how to be a champion then, and he definitely brings that passion and that drive and that hard work, to this CrossFit. And it's fun to watch him push so hard and really see what he's capable of. I mean, Ethan has some pretty high goals for himself. We're definitely supportive of him in no matter what he wants to accomplish, and I think he's capable of great things. Every time he puts his mind to doing something, he accomplishes that and more. He's definitely exceeding all expectations that he set for himself and us just watching.
I know he's mentioned iron sharpens iron, and he surrounds himself with Dallin Pepper and other athletes that are excelling and that are so positive, and when they get together, it's, oh my gosh, he'll come home and just tell me all about it, and we'll laugh about it, we'll cry about it. It's just amazing. If he feels like I'm not supporting his goals and not believing in him, he'll call me on it, and we have to kind of work it out. I text him and go, son, you are my greatest goal. Like, I do believe in you, so I have to work the kinks out, make sure I'm understanding him and being really supportive of his goals.
Seriously, I'm with the boys, and it's a Saturday.
Dude, this looks so good. Actually, I'm freaking pumped.
I know you.
No, get off my team, actually, because I'm the team captain. And as the team captain, I keep my team fed. So here we go. I'm going to feed you, okay?
I just got.
Open wide. Yeah.
Ready?
I was just being holding that. It was so bad.
Hey,
That was
I
awful.
was worried for
This
my
is
team.
not team spirit.
As team captain,
You're degraded again.
How did they do it?
Yeah, knock the frick out of our bar.
We should probably go over there. Over here.
we have James and Ethan's corner. As you can see, that is what that is. And then right here in these drawers, I have put my clothes away. It's not very nice right now, but I used a drawer. Here's my dirty clothes, you know, everything's pretty organized.
I was saying, we coughed out a little bit of blood. I did this morning in the shower, and I'm like, it'd be kind of badass if you coughed it out at an event. You look like you're in a lot of pain.
You shouldn't say that because we're going to get DQ'd.
Me and my friend, we used to do these competitions where we just hold our arms up to the sides just so you could hold them up longest.
Gotta do the shoot test.
We're good.
Because Chick-fil-A's just so good.
The sandwich, right?
There's no reason.
You can do that.
Who's our linebacker on the Green Bay Packers?
You feel awkward?
No, dude.
Oh, yes.
Exactly.
Why do you not like it when your family stands right in front of you?
It's only when I'm lifting. So, like, funny story. Story time, I'm about to rat James out.
Oh,
James was not at the 2018 CrossFit Games, but he was there spectating.
Why was
we
that
had
not
You didn't qualify, remember?
I hurt my knee, and it will never be hurt again.
The final weight's 5 pounds over my PR, and I have to hit it twice. So I move through, I'm like working with the leaders, there's like 3 of us. I go and I set up, and I specifically told James before the event started, I was like, don't stand in front of my bar, or in front of my lane. And I go, and I bend down, I set up, and I look up, and James is hanging over the fence, let's go! And I missed the lift. And I was like, get out of the way! And then I hit the 2. So it worked out, but I can't have people standing in front of me.
I just got an idea.
Riding one of these things down a hill.
I've been wanting to drive his car the whole trip. He doesn't trust me enough yet.
In Utah, you can't even keep a phone nice. In 2 trips.
I have bad luck here. Last trip, I shattered my entire phone, and then
How'd you do it?
I left it on top of his mom's car, and she took off to Costco. Found it on the side of the freeway. This trip, I was closing the door, my phone fell out, and then it got slammed in and cracked it a little bit. But this one's not bad. So, hopefully we have good luck on day 3 with the phone.
Well, that's 6,000 feet and 80 degrees.
That's so weird how okay that is.
I know, it's the elevation. You're not used to it. You know, 6,000 feet, you're used to sea level. So it's a different deal. You know, if you really want to get acclimated before you come to an event like this, you're here for a couple weeks to let your blood get used to it.
So we'll cover, we take third and they take versus, I think, still. So all we gotta do, if we beat one of them, we
I got into CrossFit because I saw how much it changed my dad's life. He was an alcoholic for multiple years before he started, and it kind of tore my family apart. And it was a really rough thing to experience, me, my brother, my mom, and for himself. And when he got into CrossFit, he just blossomed into this new man, and he just became this light in my life. And he already was before, but I knew he was struggling with some things. And when he started CrossFit, he became sober. He just became way more outgoing. He was happier. And in 2016, I was overweight, and I was just not happy with my quality of life, just like my dad was when he started. And I realized that, if it changed his life, it can change mine too. So I never turned back at that point. Me and my dad ended up going to the gym every day together because at this point, I wasn't 16, couldn't drive my own car, so it'd be our everyday passion. He would drive me, he'd give me guidance in the gym, he'd show me how to do everything right, and he kind of just took me in, and he was my mentor, just like he is in every other aspect of life. During this period, we just grew that much more close because we were suffering together and bonding over these hard workouts and had just this awesome thing to talk about all the time, and we both kept each other accountable to hold tight to our goals. Competing for me is more than just getting a medal or going out and doing my best. It's about the community of people I meet. This sport has brought in so many amazing people into my life, and Dallin and Ethan included. This sport has given me something to work at day by day and have goals and keep setting them toward this sport, because you can never stop improving, just like other sports, but there's just such a wide area you need to be good at to be at the top. So I think every day I walk in the gym with new goals and the same attitude of just let's go kill it.
Well, in my mind, as his father, what makes James is his heart. He's got a huge heart, and he's probably got some genes there too, to give him the athletic ability he has. One of the great things about this sport is it's kept James. James realizes that if he goes out and parties and joins the crowd and does the in thing, that's going to hurt him in the gym. And I think this is why this sport has been such great salvation for him. In 2010, a friend of mine told me about CrossFit, and I tried it and I got hooked. And I was fortunate enough to make the CrossFit Games in 2011. And I remember the defining moment for me was it was our last workout at the CrossFit Games, and I couldn't do a muscle up. And I struggle doing them today. But there was 20 of us competing, and everybody else was done with their workout except for me. And every one of those guys was around me, cheering me on. And there's no other sport where, at halftime, the other team's going to come and talk to you and say, hey, if you do this a little bit better, you'll be better. But in this sport, people sincerely care about other people's efforts. And I noticed the kinship in that and the quality of people that are involved in this sport, and that's what got me hooked. I think James has witnessed that I put my sobriety first in front of everything else. I put God first, but my sobriety second. In front of being a dad, in front of being a good boyfriend, in front of being a good friend. That's the most important thing to me. And he's seen that, and he's seen how I've played that out in my life, and I hope it's helped James feel more comfortable that you can go into a social situation and you don't have to get obliterated to cope. Keep doing what you're doing. Like my mom said to me before she died, have a happy heart like you do. James is a big influence on so many people with his heart. I mean, I just sold my house, but we always had tons of kids over at our house because they're attracted to his love and personality. So if I'd said anything, follow your heart, do what you want to do. If it's not CrossFit, do whatever makes you happy that you want to do, and don't worry about what anybody else thinks about it.
work, guys. Flying on those bar muscle ups. How'd it feel?
So good.
Oh, give me a hug. Really proud of you. How you feeling?
Great.
Good, good.
So good.
Good.
I mean, there's nothing better.
Dallin. Yes!
Yeah, right? 30 unbroken chest of ours.
I know.
What a stud.
Hey, how are you, Lauren? Good to see you.
Ice Ice Baby mascot right here.
Okay, don't swallow.
Ethan stole the baby though. Relieved. And first off, we just came out here to have fun, so no expectations. You always want to do your best, and if best was winning, then we were going to make it happen, and it was in the books for this comp, so we're just beyond excited. Ice Age Baby's definitely going to be seen down the line. I'm feeling it. Now that we got a taste of what we can do, I think we want more. You know, there wasn't a lot of nerves going out there. We just did what we could do, like I said, and when you do that and you have more fun, you perform well. Next move for me is just take care of a couple nagging injuries over these next couple months and be ready for the Open and go compete with the big boys. And I want to be at the Games next year, CrossFit Games 2021.
You know, I'm gonna be honest. We're all captains. Let's get that settled straight. But it was a blast just competing all together. We all played huge roles. We all came in clutch in different moments. I mean, with the snatch, Ethan just hit massive numbers we weren't expecting. James was a huge leader, making sure communication was on point, and then we all did our part to get the win. So I loved working together on the worm. Like normally I've only competed individual or like partner, so you don't get that team vibe, and working together on a worm all in sync. I mean, you watch the videos, it's so cool. So I'm putting full focus on the 2021 CrossFit Games Open, and you'll see me on that CrossFit Games floor next year.
Dude, super pumped. I found out that the teams we beat actually compete on a team, because we just kind of threw this together a couple weeks before and we're like, sure, let's do it. And then when we trained at CrossFit OUR, they actually switched all of the workouts.
I just want to give a big thank you to Ice Age Meals for making this all possible. Make sure James could get out here to compete with us, making sure we're fueled all weekend. You guys are awesome people. If you guys ever need good food, check them out.
Pressure is a privilege because if you feel pressure, it means you've earned that right and you've done something worth having pressure.
In the beginning, when he had the thought and idea, I'm going to go to the CrossFit Games, we would joke around with him and tease him that he was kind of going too fast. We just have to let him patience. You can't have everything all at once. You know, you have to work for it. It's the little steps that are going to take you there and make you the greatest at what you want to do. You can't just have it all at one time. And so we kept reminding him of that, and he took it to heart, and he had just those little steps all the time. When he struggled at something, he would push it until he got better, until it became a strength. And so that was fun to see those weaknesses become strengths for him. And then watching him win and the excitement and the nerves that come along with that it's been a fun ride. It's exciting.
I've been very optimistic. I knew coming into this that this trio was going to do really well, and they were really looking forward to the snatch event, and so I had goosebumps as they were at their, hitting those weights. It was really awesome to see.
He works out at the gym, he works out in the basement, he goes and does this extra auxiliary stuff a lot with Dallin. He just works out so much, so I know how many hours, the blood, sweat, and tears that have gone into it. It's exciting to watch, and yet you're just feeling this range of emotions as they do well or they miss something. You're kind of all over the map with them.
Take all the skill and the willpower that you have and lets your heart shine, because if he lets his heart shine, no matter what he does, he's the best. And he's competing with a couple kids that are amazing. And to watch 3 18-year-old kids be so competitive with a bunch of 20-something and early 30-something guys, to me, is just amazing that they'd even want to take that challenge. So just follow your heart, kid.
And winning The Team RX man division with 570 points. And stunt double for the next Top Gun movie, Ice Baby.